Hey guys, in this lesson, we're going to talk about how to calculate your risk as a stock trader. I know some of you guys coming from Forex or futures, and it could be a little bit confusing. So we're going to break it down pretty easily. I'm going to show you some tools also that you can use to do that even faster than just manually. But let's first understand what it means. And I guess we need to start with the word buying power. So buying power is basically the dollar value of the trade. For example, looking at Amazon here on a 15-minute chart, you can see that the current price is $202.20. And if I want to buy, let's say 100 shares, it means that 100 multiplied by the price of the stock will give you the buying power that I'm using. In most cases, if you go to a regulated broker in the US, you will get up to 4 times your deposit. So let's say you deposit $20,000, you will get the buying power of $80,000. So if I want to buy 100 shares of Amazon, that will be roughly $20,000. And I can definitely do that because I have also the cash, the deposit, but also the buying power that I got from the broker. Here at Tradepool, we're giving you basically the buying power from $20,000 all the way to $260,000. And you can even scale and grow it even more than that. But you start with the minimum. If you choose the lower tier that we have, it's $20,000 of buying power, plenty and more than enough to trade even big techs like Amazon, Google, Tesla, and so on. And if you want more buying power, you can easily go to the higher tiers. So that's one. Second thing is calculating the number of shares you need to buy per trade. A lot of the guys that just starting to trade stocks doing the big mistake of just taking the same number of shares each time, meaning they're buying, let's say 100 shares, doesn't matter which stock, doesn't matter what risk they're taking. And that's obviously wrong. You need to calculate the number of shares exactly as you do when it comes to trading Forex, when you know how many lots you need to buy or how many contracts you need to buy on the S&P and such. So you need to do the same thing when it comes to trading stocks. The way to do it is super simple. I'm going to show you the formula. And like I said, I'm going to show you also some tools that we have within the trading platform and also tools that we built outside of it that will give you super intuitive and easy approach to doing that and basically managing the risk or calculating at least the risk. So first thing you need to do is decide where you enter. Let's say, just for the sake of it, it will be $203. You want to enter a long position for some reason. Your stop loss will be at 202, meaning you're risking $1 per share. Now, let's go to the whiteboard and I'll share the full formula. So, for example, you're trading with $80,000 of buying power. That's your buying power. And we have one of our tiers is super buying power, and it's $80,000 that you can trade with. Your entry level is 203. Your stop, 202. You're risking basically $1, and most traders will start with 1% of the buying power, risking per trade 1%. Obviously, you can risk more or less. We won't get into that in this video, at least. We might do a few other videos about risk management in general and how to scale into your position. But here I just want to share with you how to calculate it and how to find the right number of shares in each trade. So let's say you're risking 1% out of the buying power. And that means you're risking $800 per trade, right? From here, all you got to do is do this formula. You're basically dividing 800, that's the dollar you're willing to lose, divided by the difference between the entry price and the stop loss, which is in this case $1. So 800 divided by $1 equal number of shares. In this case, 100 shares, 800 shares that you need to buy. Simply as that. So the dollar you're willing to lose per trade divided by the difference between the entry and the exit price. Very easy and very intuitive as well. Of course, when it comes to trading, you don't want to usually go all the way and start calculating that. If you're not trading on a 1 minute chart, so it would be easier for you to do that. But if you're really trading the real market and it's going crazy and you just want to enter, then you can use some of the tools that we have. So for example, if you go to our tools here, drawing tools, and click here, now I can basically put my entry and my stop loss very easily, and also my take profit, and understand exactly the size, the difference between my entry and my stop. And it will also give you the risk reward ratio and other good stuff that you can work with. In that example, as you can see, we have 125 cents, so that means $1.25. Now I know that the difference between my entry and my stop loss is $1.25. $800, that's the dollar that I'm willing to lose, divided by 125, and that will give me the number of shares I want to buy. In that case, you can also see the risk reward ratio, and I can play with it, very similar to TradingView, for those of you familiar with, and that's a great tool to use. We have two more ways that we can deal with the risk calculation. One, also a tool that we have in the trading platform. If you click on terminal and then go to order entry, here you have a calculator right next to the quantity. So instead of clicking on quantity and basically changing that or modifying that according to what we just talked about, you can click on the calculator and that will do the calculation for you, the one that I just presented. So for example, I want to take, let's say a stop order, and I want to enter above, just throwing numbers. So I want to enter about 200. My risk, let's take it not in percent, but fixed. I want to risk $800. And my stop loss, let's say, is 199. So in that case, as you can see, it's automatically gave me the 800 quantity, the 800 shares that I need to buy in order to risk that $800, right? So that's super intuitive, super easy to play with. And then of course you will send your order and you go into that trade. You can set up your take profit as well if needed. But that will be very easy to use instead of starting doing the whiteboard and just put in the numbers. When I first started to trade a long time ago, that's exactly how we did it. And then we went to the Excel sheet and it calculated for us and so on. So now it's very easy within the trading platform. One more thing that we developed, and that we have a separate video that explains everything, is a risk plan calculator. And that's not just for the specific entry, the specific trade that you're taking, but actually for the full month. So basically preparing yourself or creating a plan for a full month of risk. We have a few calculators here. One of them, let's say it's the risk side, and that will give me how much money I need to risk in order to reach the parameters according to the parameters that I'm about to put in. So for example, I want to understand how much I need to risk. Let's say I'm taking 50 trades a month. My win rate, if I already have it, let's say, is at 60%. Risk reward ratio, let's say 1.5, and I'm paying $300 fees, and I want to make, in a month, I want to make, let's say, $1,000. In that case, my risk per trade should be $52. So basically we build this calculator for, again, a full month plan, and you can play also with what you want to get, what's the summary, or what's basically the outcome you want to get. I want to understand how many trades I need to make in a month if I want to do XYZ, or I want to understand what my ratio needs to be, or what my success rate needs to be, or what my P&L will be if I'm gonna have 50% of win rate, 1.5 ratio, and so on. So you can play with it as well. It's within our website, so you can go and play with it, like I said, but also we have videos that explain exactly how to do that and how to build it for the full month plan, basically. But as I just showed you, in order to understand the risk that you need to take per trade, if you want to play with that and build a full plan for the month, you can definitely use that. So guys, that's pretty much it. Now you know how to calculate the right risk and how many shares you need to buy per trade. Hopefully that will give you another push and step forward in order to become a stock trader. We'll see you on the next videos. Bye.